Welcome back, familiar to Northside LDN. Big up to everyone locked in. And today we've got news. Josh Kroenke explains Arsenal boardroom changes as Tim Lewis steps down. We've got that and more coming up. Big up to everyone locked in. And some backroom changes at Arsenal. Listen, it is what it is. I'm not a massive fan of Tim Lewis. I don't really know what the guy really does. I'm just gonna keep it honest. Just make sure we go out there and win the league title this season. Do you know what I mean? Win me a major honor. I'm not really that fast. Tim Lewis, at the end of the day, I'm not really that bothered. Like, Josh Kroenke wants to make a couple of changes. We're going to get into his quotes. We're going to get into what he said. But really and truly, I just want this club to make sure they get over the line and win a major honor. Like, all this extra stuff about Tim Lewis stepping down and we're refreshing the backroom staff and all that type of stuff. Listen, just get over the line, innit? Just get over the line. Let's get over the line. We've seen Berta. I mean, props to the club. They've brought in Berta. And we're not really looking at Berta and saying we're looking at Berta and saying that's a good appointment. That Berta's come in. He brought in some good players. Some players that I thought were questionable, but he's come in and has given Arteta the players needed to get over the line. Do you know what I mean? So the Berta appointment was great. I don't know how much Tim Lewis was involved in Arsenal getting Berta to the club. But if he was involved in that kind of conversation, then props to Tim Lewis. But at the end of the day, I'm not really, these guys that work behind the scenes, we're not privy to everything that they do. We don't exactly know everything that they do. All we care about is that the fact that they hire the right people to get over the line. Go get the best in class. If we're getting rid of Tim Lewis, let's go get somebody that's a bigger upgrade, that somebody that, can be a difference maker in us winning a major honor. You know what I mean? From Edu to Berta, that's an upgrade. Do you know what I mean? So let's see the upgrade as well for Tim Lewis. I mean, let's get into what Josh Kroenke's got to say. Big up to everyone that's locked in. You already know what time it is. Big up to everyone locked in. You know what I mean? Big up Paris Mandem. I know you're always in here as well, man. Big up Devante. Buy Tim Lewis and stay away from Arsenal as far as your hairline goes. I was trying to keep it chill. Devante's on smoke this morning, man. He's on smoke. He's like, yeah, ban that. You know what I mean? Ban that. Let's get straight into it. Let's get into what Josh Kroenke had to say. Arsenal co-chairman Josh Kroenke believes Arsenal's boardroom changes will inject fresh thinking and energy into the club. Arsenal announced major changes at boardroom level on Friday with executive vice chairman Tim Lewis stepping down. Managing director Richard Garlick has been promoted to chief executive officer with immediate effect, while 4 additions have been made to the club's board. Kelly and Otto will join as non-executive directors alongside long-term KSC advisor Dave Sterner. What else is it saying? What is it? Co-chairman Josh Kroenke said, "We are delighted to promote Rich to CEO after an incredibly successful period as managing director of Arsenal. Rich has made an enormous impact on all fronts as we continue to strive to win major trophies, be financially sustainable, and put our supporters at the heart of everything. At this moment, we'd like to thank Tim for his continued dedication and commitment to Arsenal in a period of transitional change for the club. He has played a pivotal role and ensured we are in a great position to continue to deliver our strategy in our ambition to win major trophies." Flipping out, even Josh Kroenke is talking about trophies. Can you talk about trophies, please? Because you seem to never mention winning major trophies. In keeping with our desire to always move forward, we will strengthen our board with some exciting additions who will bring vast experience to the club across a wide range of professions. The group know and love Arsenal and will bring a different skill set and expertise while injecting fresh thinking and energy to support us all to achieve our ambitions. Listen, Tim Lewis going, a couple of positions have been opened up. Listen, let's just not overcomplicate it. Just get the best in class. You know what I mean? If they want to if they want to break up certain responsibilities, day-to-day opportunities and responsibilities at the club, do what you want. Ultimately, I'm not that fussed as long as we win trophies. You know what I mean? If they think it's the right thing to get rid of Tim Lewis and to promote Richard Garlick, another one that I'm like, do I like Richard Garlick? What does he really do? I'm not really impressed by any of these guys. Like, I'll be real. You know what I mean? A lot of these guys have been here while we've, been doing this whole youth project to trust the process, to phases, to all of this stuff, and not got us over the line. So do I care that Tim Lewis is going? No. Is he the biggest issue at the club? No. It all goes down to the owners. Like, at the end of the day, they appointed Tim Lewis, they appointed Richard Garlick. It's going to be on them whether it works out or not. Ultimately, that we just want to see trophies. Like, the club can do whatever they need to do at boardroom level. Just make sure that the club's successful. If they feel like Tim Lewis going as CEO and getting, I don't know, three, 4 positions open for people to do his job, I don't really care. I'll be real, I don't really care. Do what you want. If you think the job needs to be divided by 3, 4 people, do what you want. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not really that bothered. Like, I'll judge it at the end of the season, because ultimately this is all great doing all these changes behind the scenes, but you need to be getting us over the line. That's all I'm saying. You need to be getting us over the line. I don't really trust these guys. I don't really see what these guys really do. We see more from obviously the manager and the sporting director. And like I said, I'm happy with Berta so far. I'm not angry with Berta. I think Berta did a decent job with his additions. Arteta, you already know I've got my concerns. It all goes back down to the Kroenkes. At the end of the day, you guys hire these people. You guys put them in positions of power, whether it's vice chairman, whatever the case may be. They got to deliver. So for me, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. I've seen this change before. We had Vinay go to Spurs. Do you know what I'm saying? Well, I've seen this merry-go-round before. Do you know what I mean? So Ivan Gazidis, you know what I mean? Ivan Gazidis at the club, Vinay at the club, and everything continues. The one constant during our demise has been the Kroenkes. Let's just keep it real. Like, we've changed position and boardroom level loads of times. You know what I'm saying? And I've not seen anything different. So my skepticism comes from the fact that we've done this stuff before. You know, Vinay left. As much as I didn't like Vinay, he left. Has anything really changed? You know what I mean? Gazidis left. Has anything really changed? Have we got over the line? Have we won anything? Do you know what I mean? So I don't know, man. Do you know, I don't know if they do it for PR or whatever the case may be. Do you know what I mean? Like, not much has really changed. Like, the only appointment that I've seen so far that's made an impact has really been the sporting director and getting Berta in. That's really it. Do you know what I mean? We'll judge it at the end of the season. Like, this doesn't change anything. You know what I mean? Richard Garlick, assuming the responsibility of Tim Lewis doesn't change the objectives of our season this season, we have to win a major honor, or we need to be changing the manager. That's the reality. So, listen, I don't really care about all of this. I'm a fan. I want to see trophies. I want to see good football. I want to see success. That's what I want to see. You know what I mean? That's all I want to see. And ultimately, the buck lands with the ownership. So it is what it is. Ultimately, we'll be looking at Josh Kroenke. We're looking at Stan Kroenke saying, yo, is it what are we doing? We keep changing personnel and we keep getting the same results every season. You know what I mean? Why is the manager the one constant that stays here and gets contract renewals? You know, if Tim Lewis was involved of Arteta getting a contract renewal, then good riddance. Because Arteta shouldn't have got a contract renewal, contract extension last season. He shouldn't have. He should have been fighting for his contract. Let's just keep it real. Now, you know what I mean? We should have given him, he should have had the pressure of you must deliver, or you leave. You're out of contract. We don't have to pay you any compensation. Goodbye. That's what we should have done if we was acting like a club that holds their employees accountable. But we don't hold a lot of these employees accountable. So it's whatever, man. I don't really care about Tim Lewis. I don't really care about most of this backroom stuff. I just don't really care, innit? I'll be honest with you. Like, I just don't really care. Big up Northside. I'm confident for Sunday, but this manager's a fraud, though. If we lose, I need him sacked on the spot. But I don't know. I'm not that confident after the way that Man City You know, they got the win again against Napoli. They're on a run, man. Man United, Napoli, they got players in form. Haaland's in form. Reinders is in form. Do you know what I mean? Foden's in form. They got a lot of players that are in form. So I don't know. Rodri's back as well. You know that I always said that they're a different team when Rodri's available, bro. That's when their attack is more expressive. They go forward. They take opportunities. They take chances when Rodri's there. You know what I mean? The team just seems more confident when Rodri's in the team. By the way, you happy with your other team, Benfica appointed? You're very happy, bro. Very, very happy with that appointment. Extremely happy with that appointment, bro. Extremely happy with that appointment. We'll have to wait and see how this plays out. Exactly, bro. Big up, Maggi. Big up Paris as well. Do you know what I mean? Big up Adam. Just need a proper manager now. That's what I'm saying. Like everybody else gets held to account. Edu, Vinay. You know what I'm saying? All these, man. Apart from the manager, it's crazy. It's crazy. So, yeah, I mean, financial success, yes, but definitely not trophies, achievements. This is it, though, isn't it? This is it. Like, yeah, the club is in a good position financially, but bro, ultimately, like, come on, what are we? The Red Tottenham. Do you know what I'm saying? This is why Deji takes the piss out of us. Like, ultimately, yeah, we want. Of course, we want the club in a good financial position, so we can go out there and buy the players that we need. You know what I mean? But at the same time, the spending of money has to correlate with also winning trophies and getting over the line, innit? That's ultimately what needs to happen. So it is what it is. Richard Garlick is the arch nemesis of Macy. Yeah, man. Macy hates the guy. Only thing I hear is they want trophies now. More pressure on Arteta. Listen, it's taken them a while, innit? It's taken them a while. Apparently they had a conversation. Arteta had a conversation at a meeting with Stan. With Josh. And hopefully Josh is like, yo, I need to be bringing back results to my dad. Listen, I'm sure the fact that, Stan has left his son, there must be a level of, listen, you got to make the club successful. And I'm sure that Josh, he must have a little bit of like, I want to prove my dad that, I can run the club. I can bring the club success. That I don't need, I can step out of my dad's shadow. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully that's the situation. You know what I mean? I mean, I don't know. But hopefully that's the situation that Josh wants to prove himself to his dad and wants to show that, yo, I can succeed at the club and I can oversee the club and bring them success and bring trophies. So maybe that's why he had the meeting with Arteta. Who knows? I weren't privy to the conversation. I wasn't there. So who really knows? But hopefully that's the energy that, that Josh is coming into this season and wanting to win. So we'll see, man. We'll see. Big up North. How are you, bro? It hurts me to see you're not happy, bro. Come join Liverpool. We play good football and win trophies. Please think about it, bro. You don't deserve this playing from Arteta. Big up, my G. Nah, bro. You know how it goes, man. You know how it goes. Do you know what I mean? You know how it goes. Unfortunately, I have to live with this decision. Do you know what I mean? And it's a shame, man, because I really loved what this club stood for when I first started supporting it. I really loved what this club was. I was really proud to be an Arsenal fan up until my 14th, 15th birthday. You know what I mean? I was really proud to be an Arsenal fan. Really proud, like, of our wins, our league titles. Do you know what I mean? Picking up trophies. The fact that we'd always be so angry if we lost the league to Man United. Like, the players that we had, but those quality players were joint with trophies. Those were great times, but nowadays, I don't feel that level of enthusiasm to support this club. I really don't. You know what I mean? I see my club turn more like Spurs. And even then, I can't even fully say that because they won a Europa League. And they sacked their manager. They're showing more ambition. You know what I'm saying? If Arteta won a Europa League and finished, 15th, 14th, and then positions there, trust me, they'd give him another contract extension. They give him contract extension after winning nothing. It's that sad. Do you know what I mean? So we'll see, man. We'll see. Big up Northside. Real talk. Big up, bro. Big up, bro. Big up, familia. Arteta is next after the season if he don't win anything. Hopefully. But the problem is with this club, Devante, bro, you never know if they stick to their word. This fan base won't. They already start talking about injuries and all that type of, they're not going to stick to to their word. We already know that, you know what I mean? But yeah, Tim Lewis stepping down, like we said, we don't really see what he does. We don't know what he's involved in. Like I said, if Tim Lewis was involved in the contract renewal of like Gabriel and players like that, then big up to him. You know what I mean? Praise to him. But if he's, if he was in decisions to get Berta into the club, then cool. Do you know what I'm saying? If he's involved in, bringing Edu to the club, giving Arteta contract extensions, extending Reece Nelson's contract, extending Nketiah's contract, if he was involved in, do you know what I mean, sanctioning players like Kivior and players like that, like he was, making this, not making the sole decision, but going along with a lot of the decisions that we made that were the wrong decisions, bringing in Havertz, bringing in players like that, Fabi Vieira, Lokonga, appointing Arteta, then I'm glad that he's gone. You know what I mean? Because I look at it like this. If you're not part of the solution, you're part of the problem. That's how I look on it. If you're not part of the solution, you're part of the problem. And if he was pivotal to a lot of bad decisions that we made, then good riddance. I'm sorry, but good riddance. Because your decision making at the club was wrong. It was the wrong decision making. And like I said, whatever. Like I said, we can keep changing boardroom staff. We can keep changing people that are in the boardroom. It doesn't change. The standards has to come from the manager. The standards have to also come from the ownership. And when you got bad ownership, everything below that is a reflection of the ownership. You know what I mean? So ultimately, Josh Kroenke can do all these kind of decisions and stuff like that, but the buck still lands with you. Why did you appoint these people? Why is it taking so long? Why have we not got over the line? Do you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? This is where it is, man. It is where it is. But yeah, it is where it is. Yeah, we know the club loves flip-flopping, unfortunately. Yeah, you know how it goes, man. You know how it goes. You know how it goes, Devontae. Henry and the media will cook him if he doesn't get a trophy this season. Genuinely think it's over for him this season. I think it's done for him this season as well. I don't, even the people that love Arteta, even they're struggling. Their man are struggling. They're looking like Drake fans right now. They're struggling. You know what I'm saying? Drake's doing all that Iceman, you know what I mean? All the Iceman tunes, and the tunes ain't really hitting. And the Drake fans are like, oh yeah, but you lot are just sucking off Kendrick, and they're trying to hold on. But it looks like Drake, the demise has started. The songs are mediocre. And it's the same with this manager. The performances are looking mediocre. The lineup's looking mediocre. Everything's looking mediocre. Do you know what I'm saying? It's looking mediocre, bro. You already know what time it is. Happy Friday. Oh, big up Rashid. You know where we're going to be today. Bro, I ain't coming out this weekend, bro. I don't think I'm coming out this weekend, bro. I can't even lie. Big up to Rashid, man. Make sure you're subscribing to Arsenal Revolution TV, Rashid. I don't know if I'm coming out this weekend, bro. I'm going to chill this weekend, bro. I can't even lie, bro. Every weekend out, bro. Nah, bro. I think I'm chilling this weekend. I can't even lie. I'm just going to work, man. I'm just going to work. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, let's continue anyway. There's more news on the way. So let's get into it, man. Let's get into it. Make sure you're liking and subscribing. Make sure you're liking and subscribing. We've also got news on Saka being available for the Man City game. Apparently, Saka might be back for the Man City game. Saka's return is highly anticipated. His influence in decisive moments and ability to perform on the biggest occasions mean that supporters are eager to. Yeah. According to the Metro Sport, Saka is working diligently in his recovery and could be ready to feature in the upcoming match. The report suggests that if he successfully comes through 2 or 3 training sessions without any setbacks, he's expected to start against City. This news will come as a major boost to Arsenal, who recognise the importance of having their star winger available for such a significant encounter. Once again, are we rushing players back? All of a sudden, you know what I'm saying? All of a sudden, Saka's available, Saliba's available. I don't know, man. This looks like we're rushing players back again. I'm just saying. Do you know what I mean? I'm just saying. This is looking a bit spooky. All of a sudden, miraculously, we went from these players could have been out for weeks to a month or months, potentially, to all of a sudden, they're just a week or two. All of a sudden, they're back. I don't know, man. I don't know. You know what I mean? I'm very skeptical when it comes to these players returning back from injury when it comes to Arteta, because we had too many players being re-injured. That's just the truth. You know what I mean? Ben White getting re-injured, Odegaard getting re-injured, Saka getting re-injured. So that's where my skepticism comes from. It's like, bro, how many times we see these guys, you say that they're back and they're injured within a couple of weeks, a couple of months. It's like, I'm not convinced, man. I'm not convinced that Saka's fully fit. So, and the fact that we're relying on Saka, I mean, if everyone believes, I mean, a lot of this fan base are now talking about, we got super subs, we've got players off the bench, Martinelli, Trossard, and that off the bench, then we don't need to rush Saka back. If you believe that, then we don't need to rush him back because we got super subs. We've got incredible substitutes that are going to win us the game. So if that's the case, there's no need to rush Saka back. Martinelli will come off the bench. Trossard will come off the bench. You know what I mean? Super subs. We've got options. The bench is fixed. This is what they told me. This is what they told me after Atletico Bilbao. So if that's the case, there's no need to rush Saka back. Do you know what I mean? There's no need to. This is just detrimental to our season. Rushing these players back like Saliba. To be fair, Mascara's on good form. Just play him, bro. Don't rush Saliba back. Do not rush these players back. We're going to need these players in the knockout stages. If we get to the knockout stages of the Champions League, we're going to need these guys at the crunch end of the season. If you F them up at the start of the season, potentially one or two of them can be out for the rest of the season. We need to be smart about it. We need to be smart. Even if he does well in his training sessions, they're saying, oh, if Saka does well in his, in his back-to-back training sessions, bro, just don't rush him back. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. You know what I mean? It's just not worth the risk. We need Saka. We need Saka, especially for the fact that we're not constantly getting Gyökeres in the game. Eze's not looking part of the game a lot of times as well. We need him back. So why rush Saka back? Don't rush him back. Do you know what I mean? He went down for a reason. I don't know, man. I just feel like this manager's just, he just doesn't trust the bench that he's got. He don't trust the players that he's got. You know what I mean? He doesn't. We just keep rushing these players back. This team we have right now can easily go toe-to-toe with City. Why rush him back? So I don't understand. You know what I mean? We got Ethan there. We got Dalman there. We got Gyökeres. Play into Gyökeres' strengths. You know what I mean? Let's be real. Like, most of the time we used to play into Saka's strengths. He used to be our main goal scorer, our highest goal scorer in the last couple of seasons. Do you know what I'm saying? Just make sure we change our game around Gyökeres and serve Gyökeres opportunities and chances. Then if you want to utilize Martinelli or Trossard off the bench, then you can if you want. You've got Ethan there. That's a direct player that can create and score goals. You've got Dalman that can cause trouble and try to get us a penalty or free kick in a dangerous area. Then if you get a free kick in a dangerous area outside the box, you can try and utilize Declan Rice for a free kick. Do you know what I mean? That we've got options. We've got options. So I don't want to see this whole, Russian Saka back, Russian Saliba back. We went out there and purchased Hincapi. We got Mascara as well. If these players are any good, justify where we got them in the summer. Do you know what I'm saying? Give Mascara game time. Give Mascara game time. If this manager trusts Madueke, I don't. But if you trust Madueke, then utilize him. But you know what I mean? I don't want to see Madueke starting, but you got to justify why you brought the player in. At the end of the day, you got to justify these signings. You got to justify these players. So it is what it is, man. I don't see why we should have to rely on Saka if this summer transfer window was so great. Why are we relying on him? If we've got a fixed bench, because remember, they're now back to the whole thing. We got a fixed bench. Oh, that's all I keep hearing right now. Oh, look, it's incredible that we look at the bench, the players that we can bring off the bench. Like we can bring Moreno off the bench. We can bring Martinelli, Trossard, Ethan, Dalman. Cool. I do think we got quality on the bench. So utilize it. I do think that we've got a good squad. So utilize it. I do think that if you put out the right starting 11, we can get at City. We can. But you have to select the right lineup and you have to show faith in the players that you got. Arteta in his interview the other day talking about we've got Dalman and we've got this player and that. Utilize him then. Use him. Use him. It's not like you've been starting him anyway. So everybody that was concerned that, oh, but Dalman, you can't start him. Cool. He hasn't been starting games. He hasn't been starting games. I think he got some minutes against Leeds. That's really about it. So he's fresh. So utilize him. Yeah, I mean, use the player. That's all I'm saying. Use the player. Use the player. There's no reason to rush back Saka. Do you know what I'm saying? There is no reason to rush back Saka. That's all I'm saying. But we know how it is. We know how it goes. Let me put the link up if anyone does want to jump on. You already know. Always give a chance to the community. Stamzaki, family. Stamzaki. I wish he plays Eze in the 10 finally. Madueke on the left, Ethan on the right. Bro, do you know what? Yeah. Eze in the 10. I get it. You don't want to start Diamond, innit? You don't want to start Diamond, but I would start Diamond, bro. I would start Diamond, but I wouldn't play him for 90 minutes each game. Like I keep saying this, like so many teams have given platforms to young players. I know they're not the same age. I know Cole Palmer's not the same age as Diamond, but you have to give players a platform. I think he's going to use Diamond the way he used Ethan and Skelly last season. Like he's gonna give them times in the cup. He's gonna give Diamond minutes in the cup. I think Carabao Cup, FA Cup, Diamond's probably gonna start in it. Those two competitions, Diamond's probably gonna start them. And then if he performs, the only problem I have with that is when Ethan was performing in the cups, he wasn't warranted. He wasn't given more minutes in the Prem, and I felt like that was a little bit like why, like if you're performing, surely you should get more minutes. I know Diamond's a bit younger, but at the same time, the amount of minutes that we're giving Diamond is it's microwave minutes. It's nothing. Do you know what I mean? It's nothing. So I feel like it should correlate because one thing Wenger did really, really well is when Aaron Ramsey or Jack Wilshere or Diaby and these men there, when they performed in the cups, he gave them more minutes in the league. Then when they can perform in the league, he allowed them to establish themselves into the team. There was a route there. You could see how the route in how to get into the starting 11. Right now, I just feel like it's a favoritism thing. Like, I don't really see a clear route into getting to the team unless, like even with Skelly, like I thought like Skelly signing a new contract. I thought, okay, cool. Skelly signs a new contract. He's not really in the way of a favorite, but I think I got that wrong because it looks like the favorite is Calafiori. Now Calafiori is available. Calafiori gets in the team. And I'm not saying that Calafiori hasn't had any good games, but the guy is limited. And I think it's a ticking time bomb. And I think people that look at the games and just say, oh, but he's playing well now. I think you have to look at players during a long period of time. And how many good games do they give you when you watch them for 10, 15 games? How many good performances? And if the bad performances outweigh the good, then this is what I'm saying. You know what I mean? And I think Calafiori at the moment is doing decent, but I can see this guy getting exposed. I can see this guy getting exposed against City. Do you know what I mean? So it's one of them ones for me. It's one of them ones. I think now that Calafiori is back, it's like Skelly's now in the way of one of Arteta's new favorites. Like Calafiori's getting the treatment that Zinchenko got when we first got him. Do you know what I mean? And he isolated Kieran Tierney. Tierney wasn't a favorite, isolated him. So I don't know. Maybe Arteta will play Skelly in the midfield. Hopefully, I would like to see that. But I mean, maybe he plays Henkape there. I mean, Henkape's come. Maybe Henkape plays there. Do you know what I mean? Maybe Henkape is the favorite. I don't know. I don't know. You know what I mean? As soon as Calafiori gets exposed, maybe play Henkape there. I mean, from what I heard, I'd like to see Henkape play. Do you know what I mean? Hopefully he plays against Man City. I'd rather play him or Skelly over Calafiori because I know Calafiori's deficiencies. Henkape I haven't seen enough from, and Skelly is better than Calafiori, so I'd like to see that. But we'll see. We'll see. Big up, bro. Good morning to everyone. You know what I'm saying? Morning to everyone that's locked in. Big up, bro. Big up every single time. Big up to views as well. Big up, G. And yeah, bro. What's this? What's man saying? Yeah, Lewis is gone. Arteta, you're next. Yeah, bro. It's got to be now. It's got to be. Everybody else is being held to account. You get me? Big up Static, man. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Big up, bro. Saka might be back against Newcastle. Saka might be back against City. Apparently, that's what's being reported. Do you know what I mean? It is what it is. Why don't managers use players that are available? What's the point of a squad depth if you can't use it? Basically, at Arsenal, the only like squad depth when the starting 11 is available. When you have to rely on the squad depth, all of a sudden this fan base changed their tune. That's the inconsistency about it. Because if you really rate a player, you wouldn't mind starting them. Do you know what I mean? I wouldn't mind starting Ethan because I actually think he's a quality player. I wouldn't mind starting Diamond because I actually know he's a quality player. Do you know what I mean? That's when you got quality that you're like, yo, we can use, yeah, he's a top player. We could use him. It's like, calm. Do you know what I mean? I don't mind Skelly because I know he's a quality player. Do you know what I mean? But when you only rate these players when they can be an impact sub or a super sub, you don't really trust these players because you don't trust them. If the main player gets injured, you have to play them for the rest of the season. You don't trust that player to perform week in, week out. This is a big reason why I didn't want Kepa because I know he will not perform to the same level as David Raya if we have to rely on him week in, week out. So that's why I never wanted Kepa because he's comfortably levels below. But it is what it is. The Carabao in a week, I doubt he plays Diamond, even Ethan, to be honest. I think he does, you know. I think he does. I think that's where he's going to give them minutes, bro. Do you know what I mean? We will see, but I think Diamond and Ethan will get the minutes in the cups, bro. That's what. If we're to believe what he, you know, if we're to believe that he will continue to do what he did with Ethan and Skelly, I think that's what he's going to do. And I'm not completely against that, but I'm just saying, like, when you've got players that are ahead of them that are not playing to the same level, why are you holding these guys back? Big up Northside. What's all this Tim Lewis news about? Yeah, Tim Lewis, bro. He's left Arsenal. Richard Garlick is now taking his place. Apparently, there's a couple more positions now in the board. They're kind of like rejigging the background, the board level staff and doing all of that. Just all of that stuff, man. Ain't nothing different. It's for me, it's same thing as when Gazidis left and when Vinay left. Like, we'll see if it really changes. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, Tim Lewis has gone, and yeah, we go forward, bro. We'll see if it changes anything in terms of getting trophies. So yeah, man. Northside, what for you is your best starting 11 when everyone's fit? My best 11 is Gyökeres, Eze in the 10, Eze in the 10, Odegaard in the 8, Zubamendi in the 6, Saka and Ethan on the wings, Saliba, Gabriel, Timber, and Lewis Skelly on the left. We're gonna see about Hincapié, innit? Like, I need to see about Hincapié. That's why he's not in the team at the moment. Odegaard playing in the 8. You know what I'm saying? So we got more creativity in that midfield. I think he would do. I think he'll do a good job in the 8. And then as soon as we play with the intention to go 2-0 up, 3-0 up. As soon as we're 2-0 up, 3-0 up, you take Odegaard off, you bring on Declan Rice. You know what I'm saying? You bring on Declan Rice. You can bring Diamond if you need another goal, if you want to rotate him for a couple of minutes with Ethan or Saka never gets rotated, so forget that. Do you know what I mean? You've got Moreno that you can switch with Gyökeres if you want to rest him in the 80th minute if we're performing really well. So you can bring Moreno and take Gyökeres off in the 70th minute if he scored a goal and we're winning comfortably. That's what you can do. Do you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, there's things that we can do, man. You can add Lewis Skelly into that midfield and bring Hincapié in the left back if you want to control the midfield a little bit better. There's options that we can do, bro. Yeah, I'm saying. There's options that you can do. You change it up depending on how the game is going. Depending on how the game is going. If you've got loads of space in behind, you may take off Ethan or you may move, you know what I mean? You may take off Ethan and bring Martinelli and utilize the space in behind. Or you don't even take off Ethan, you take off Gyökeres. If there's space, if they're playing a high line, you take off Gyökeres, you bring on Martinelli to play centre forward, and then you start providing, and then you make sure that Eze picks up on his runs in behind the defense. Do you know what I'm saying? That's what you do. And then, you know what I mean? So there's things that you can do, bro. If there's no space in behind, then you bring on Moreno. You know what I'm saying? You put him up front. and rotate him with Gyökeres in the 80th minute or whatever the case may be. So it depends on the situation that we're up against. We've got Martinelli for teams that play high lines. We've got Dowman as well for teams that play a high line, and we can draw fouls. We've got Eze for creativity. We've got Odegaard in the 8 with creativity. Do you know what I'm saying? We've got Saka scoring goals. You've got Gyökeres scoring goals. Do you know what I mean? You've got Lewis Skelly that can be an option in the midfield if you need a bit more control. If Odegaard's not performing, put Skelly in the 8. Try Skelly in the 8. Do you know what I'm saying? There's options, bro. There's options in this team. Like, man can't tell me that there's no options in this team. There's options in this team. So that's what I want to see. I want to see, do you know what I mean? On the left-hand side, I want to see, do you know what I mean? Tell Lewis Skelly to be overlapping. Do you know what I'm saying? Overlapping, giving, if you put Saka on the left-hand side, you put Ethan on the right, then you give, you know what I mean? You've got a wing back that's bringing Saka into the game. You already know that Timber already does that. So all of a sudden, you've got width in the way that we play football. You've got width. You got the left-hand side that's now effective as well. Not just the right-hand side of our attack. Bro, there's options here. And this is why I get so annoyed with this manager, because he plays football. He sets up the team as if we don't have options, as if we can't go to try and blitz teams and then bring on your Zubamendis and your Morenos, or bring on your Norgards and players like that if you want to shut up shop. You've got the option to play best of both worlds. This is the biggest problem with this manager. You've got the players to play best of both worlds. The football that you played in 22-23, and you can play the defensive football that you started introducing 3 years ago. You can do the best of both worlds. It's just, all it's called is in-game management and analyzing the situation that we're in. That's all you need to do. And you can play most of these players will get game time. Most of these players will get games. You know what I mean? But no, instead we play 3 DMs. You know what I mean? It makes no sense. It makes no sense. Facts, Calafiori, same with Ethan North. He played him when Odegaard was injured. He had to sub him only. He will never include him in the starting 11. He'd rather play Moreno, Zubamendi together. This is what it is. This is what it is. This bro. Zubamendi, bro. It just doesn't work, innit? It doesn't work. And you know what? Do you know what's embarrassing? Even Spain got Moreno playing in that midfield, and this manager is trying to do the same thing. It's not the same. It's not the same results. It's not the same results. I don't want to see Odegaard back for this game. Nah, not for this game. He's out of form. He's out of form. But you know, if he steps up, then he can do his thing. Ethan being treated like ESR, 100%, 100%. And Dowman's getting treated like Ethan. You know what I mean? And Ethan's getting the same treatment that he got last season. Do you know what I mean? And the funny thing is, people are talking about, oh, but Ethan hasn't been that great. Well, when Ethan was playing well, did he get any minutes? Was he rewarded with decent minutes when he did perform? That's the mad thing. Like, man can tell me that Ethan hasn't been that great this season, yeah? And he wasn't that great in preseason. Okay, cool. But when I see this guy performing, he doesn't get selected unless it's a cup game. So it's like, bro, what does man have to do to get into the team, bro? Because when he's balling out, he still don't get no game time. It just doesn't make sense. The only thing that makes it make sense is Arteta's got his favourites and that's it. And if you're not in that group of favourites, then you ain't getting the game time. You're not getting the game time. Why does Arsenal's squad depth has to be him or him instead of a right player for the right opponent? That is what rotation is about. Because we ain't got a tactician, bro. We ain't got a tactician, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah, bro, I'd put Ethan. I'd put Ethan. Well, we've seen more Ethan play on the right. Saka can play both. You know what I'm saying? So I'd play Ethan. I'd play Ethan on the right, Saka on the left. Do you know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. The reason I'd even do that is because we didn't go out there and get the wingers that we needed. Otherwise, I wouldn't have done that. Do you know what I'm saying? Went out there and got a Lookman and wingers like that, then we wouldn't have to be doing this. But unfortunately, we didn't recruit well when it came to the wingers. So now we got to, move things around to get the best out of the team so the team can be more balanced. That's unfortunately the situation. You know what I mean? Otherwise, I would keep Saka on the right. Big up, bro. Big up to the man then, bro. Big up to the man then, bro. Calafiori left wing for me. He's way better going forward than defending. I hear that. You can do that. I hear that, Devante. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, man. Listen, we'll see. Apparently, Saka, if he does well in the next couple of training sessions before the City game, Saka could be back for the Man City game. We'll see. We will see. I'm not completely convinced, but struggling Arsenal youngster tipped to find space in another position. Lewis Skelly. Apparently, there's reports out here saying that Skelly may be utilized in the midfield more this season. Apparently, what's this? When you're at the club of the nature of Arsenal, things do not come easy. You are always going to have to fight for your place. Maybe we'll see him a bit more in his natural midfield position is a possibility. But again, he has top class players ahead of him who are also competing for minutes in that position. The squad is so stacked now. Players are going to have to fight for every minute they can get on the pitch. Skelly is certainly finding that out at the moment. I'd like to see Skelly in the midfield. I'd like to see Skelly in the midfield. Now that we got Hincapié, people are raving about Hincapié. Start him at left back. Let's see what Skelly can do in the midfield. But I don't know. Maybe Arteta might, because obviously Skelly can defend. So maybe he'll be more inclined to try Skelly in the midfield, because he can do the defensive work alongside, being good on the half turn and on the transition. So maybe he does give Skelly an opportunity. But the problem is he's just bought Zubimendi. Declan Rice, he broke our transfer record to buy Declan Rice. He's gonna play these players over Skelly that came through the academy. That's what I think with this guy. Like, he's already forced to play Eze and Gyökeres, and I don't really think he necessarily rates them like that. So I think that's the problem. But like I said, it shouldn't be based on price tag. It should be based on performances. You know what I mean? And I feel like on the ball and going forward, like his passing, his dribbling, his close control, Lewis Skelly is ahead of Declan Rice. But Declan Rice defensively, winning back the ball is obviously better than Lewis Skelly. But Lewis Skelly can do that job. We will see, man. Now that Hincapié is here, like Mascara looks like he's doing his thing in the centre-back position. We'll see for how long. So then that makes it harder for Hincapié to get into the centre-back position. Plus Saliba's now back from injury, apparently. So can Hincapié get into that role? I don't think so. I don't think, not at the moment, especially, Saliba comes back. It's without a doubt he gets into the team. So then it's the left-hand side. Calafiori at the moment hasn't been that bad. Like, he got exposed against Nottingham Forest, but all in all, he was good against Athletic Club. So then the manager, he already likes him. So then that's going to, Arteta, he's going to be justified to play him now, because he's going to be like, well, he had a good game against Athletic Club. So is Skelly going to get back into the team over Calafiori? I think he should. I don't think he will. Is he going to get into the team over Hincapié? We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Because Arteta's favourites kind of move depending on... I don't even know what depending on. Because I don't even understand this manager, if I be completely honest. But I just think we need to wait and see how Skelly gets back into the team. Because at the moment, it's looking a little bit difficult for him to get back into the team for the way that this manager is. But there's reports saying that he may be utilising the midfield. I don't know. I think against Liverpool, we could have used somebody that in the midfield that's a little bit more forward thinking, and that could create. He didn't bring him on. So I don't know. I really don't know with this manager. I just don't feel like he knows how to connect this whole thing together. Like, I feel like he's struggling to figure out this team. And I think that's quite alarming, because apparently he said we got all the players that we wanted in the summer. How are you not able to make it all fit? Like, he's not making the team gel and fit, and it's not fully making sense what he's doing. But big up to Skelly, man. Do you know what I mean? Big up to Skelly. We'll see. We'll see what we do with Skelly. I think Skelly will probably get treated like Dalman and Ethan. He may only get minutes in the cups until Calafiori gets exposed. Then maybe he'll get back into the team. At the moment, Arteta wants to play Calafiori, but then that was the plan that Arteta had last season anyway. So maybe Arteta's looking at it thinking, I wanted to play Calafiori at left back last season. It didn't work because of injuries. Yeah, I'm saying, like, he's not there thinking about, oh yeah, Calafiori is getting exposed. He's thinking, because of injuries. So let me now do it this season, because then maybe that will be the difference of us getting over the line, which is the wrong call. You know what I mean? So yeah, man, we'll see. Skelly's been getting treated like Ainsley Maitland-Niles. Midfielders turned into international fullbacks. There you go. Henkape played DM at Leverkusen as well, bro. The thing is, though, is he going to play Henkape over Rice and Zubamendi? I don't think so. I don't think that's going to be the position that he's going to be competing for, bro. I'll be real with you. I don't think he's going to be that. Bro, Ethan was the one dropping low to get the ball from Mascara against Forest. That's true. Then distribute it back to the midfield. Zubamendi performs better with Ethan. Where was Rice and Moreno against Bilbao? Yeah, that's true. But yeah, man, we'll see, man. We'll see what this manager's doing, bro. I find it interesting that these links to Saliba continue. These links to Saliba. These links to Real Madrid. Saliba to Real Madrid. The links continue. I'm still seeing reports of Saliba going to Real Madrid. I think this is done, bro. I think verbally there's been an agreement. I'll be real. I think Saliba's off. I can't even lie. I don't think we're going to be able to retain Saliba. You know what I mean? What's this here? Apparently, Berta and talks with Saliba getting a new contract. Apparently, these talks have accelerated in recent weeks. I think we're pushing. We're obviously pushing for him to sign a new contract, but we know that pull from Real Madrid's going to be mad. I think the way he's been so quiet about it and everything, I think he's gone, man. I think Saliba's gone. I'll be real. There's something about this story and the fact it just persists and persists and persists. I think he's gone, bro. I actually think he's gone. He's just keeping it politically correct, saying nothing. So the media, the fans can't hold him to anything. And his agent's trying to use it as, this is just agent talk. Like, this is just paper talk. And I feel like he's like, yo, just in case it falls through, because I think, do you know what? I think Saliba and his agent, yeah, in the summer, they were holding out. To see what Real Madrid's going to do. Real Madrid didn't reveal their hand. And I think they just thought, you know what? Let's just keep it chilled. Do you know what I'm saying? Let's just keep it chilled. And I think they're just like, yo, let's see what they do next summer. Do you know what I mean? Let's see what they do next summer. I just think they're just waiting. They're just waiting because they're not in any rush, really and truly. He's still got just under 2 years on his contract. To be honest, it's a win for Saliba and his agent. If his contract runs out, it's a win-win. Everyone gets a major payday. Everyone gets paid. If Saliba and his agent wait, everyone gets paid. Because Saliba, as a free agent, where can he go? And who has allowed that to happen? I'm not blaming Berta. I'm blaming the Kroenkes I'm blaming Stan and Josh for not overseeing these contracts. I'm blaming Arteta. I'm blaming Edu. We should never be in a position where one of our best players is on his way to becoming a free agent. He's got less than 2 years. His contract expires in 2027. Whose fault's that? Can't blame me. Can't blame Lee. Can't blame the toxic side of the fan base. Who are we looking at? We're looking at the club. Berta's now trying to. All we keep seeing is contract talks are accelerating. Berta knows that the club's fucked up, and he's trying to put it right. I don't blame Berta. You got nothing to do with it. Ain't got nothing to do with Berta. It's not his fault. Do you know what I'm saying? It's a joke. It's a joke. It's a joke. And if we don't win anything this season, why, bro? I'm telling you, bro. I think Saliba is going to be the start of the demise of us losing top players out of this whole generation of like this whole squad and this whole era of Arteta. I think Saliba is going to be the first one to pull the trigger. And Saka, I don't know. Saka seems too much. Like, I love Saka, but I feel like he's not that kind of guy. Like, I don't think he's got the grit in him to be like, fuck this. I ain't doing this. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I may be wrong, but I just don't see it with Saliba. I don't see it with Saka going, do you know what? I want to win trophies now. If we ain't winning trophies now, I'm off. I don't see it. I don't see it. I think he likes being the star boy. I think he likes the fact that, you know, like, you know, I just think to a degree, I think he's got comfortable. And prove me wrong. Saka can prove me wrong by not signing a new contract. Prove me wrong that you're a certified winner. Because right now, if you continue signing these new contracts, you're on the way to being the Black Hurricane. You have the ability to win trophies, and you're re-signing contracts with a club that don't win nothing, that are not winning anything. So that's what I'm saying. Do you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. Like, what's the difference between Saka and Kane? Because if everyone agrees that Saka's got the ability to play at a top team, whether you think he starts or not is a different conversation. Will Saka start over Lamine Yamal? I personally would say no. But does he get into Barcelona's squad? Yes. He gets into the squad. He gets into the squad. Barcelona would take Saka. Do you know what I'm saying? Bayern Munich would take Saka. I know they got Elise there balling out, but they would take Saka. Would Saka get into Real Madrid's team? I know they got man like Rodrigo and all them man there, but bro, he gets into the squad. Do you know what I'm saying? Now, this is the reality. So if you're going to gas up Saka and say that he's a massive talent and say that he's up there with players like Harry Kane in terms of ability and his talent should be rewarded by trophies, then him staying at Arsenal, he's the Black Harry Kane. That's what he is. If he signs a new contract, the guy's a loser. I like Saka. I ain't got nothing against him. I'm just calling it out what it is. You can't have it one way and not the other way. Like, you got the same thing has to apply. So it's the same with Saliba. Saliba, if you wanna stay at Arsenal, you're a certified loser as well, because you want as a free agent. Where are you not going? You get into the Bayern squad. You get into the PSG squad. You get into the Madrid squad. You get into the Barca squad. Like, where does Saliba not start? Where does Saliba not start? We can have that conversation. Where does he not start? At these elite teams. So this is what I'm saying. If you got the ability, you're already performing at a high level. Your talent warrants trophies, and you sign a new contract under a regime you continue to fail under. You're a certified loser. You're a certified loser until you prove us different. So, like I said, as much as I want Saka at the club, as much as I want Saliba at the club, I also want to see these players be hungry to win trophies. You know what I'm saying? I also want these players to be hungry to win trophies. So Campbell came to Arsenal. Why? What did he say? I came to Arsenal to win major honours. I knew I couldn't do it with Spurs, so I came to Arsenal. That's the kind of mentality that I want. That's the mentality that I want. Because when we had players like that, Overmars, Perez, Ljungberg, do you know what I'm saying? Antonio Reyes, these men had the winning mentality, bro. These men had the mentality, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? This is what I'm saying, bro. So I don't know, man. We'll see. I just think he's biding his time, bro. I think Saliba's playing it really well. Him and his agent are playing it very well. You don't hear nothing from them. Nothing about this. All you keep seeing is report. You see nothing from them. You know what I mean? Where's this? You know what I'm saying? There's no smoke without the fire. We either have to win the Premier League or the Champions League, or Arteta has to get sacked. Saka and Saliba are getting tired of the journey north. I don't know if they're getting... I don't know. Saliba looks like he's getting tired. I don't know if Saka's getting tired, bro. I don't know if Saka's getting tired, bro. Man's got all these sponsorship deals and all this type of stuff. He's comfortable. This is the problem. Some people just get comfortable. As far as I see it, Saka looks comfortable to me. He looks comfortable to me. Too comfortable. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I think he just looks too comfortable. He's got nobody pushing him. There's nobody like, you know what I mean? It's crazy. It's crazy. Saka deal is done. It's when it will be announced to the fan base. Saka deal done with who, bro? With Madrid or with Arsenal? They offered him a good wage like 2 weeks back, according to Fabrizio. He hasn't got back. He hasn't got back with Berta though. Listen, Saka already knows he's gonna. They'll throw the bag at Saka, bro. They'll throw that. They know like this guy's the poster kid for this process. You know what I mean? So they know, bro. Like they know this whole thing crumbles if Saka leaves, innit? If Saka leaves, Arteta's gone. His defense, he's gone. He's gone. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. It's crazy. Man said the hype is ridiculous. Saka's the most overrated player in the. I wouldn't say he's the most overrated. I do think he gets overrated by Arsenal fans, though. I do agree. Like there are aspects. There are aspects to his game that I feel like need to be improved. But yeah, I don't think he's as great as the fan base gas him up to be. But I think he's a very good player. He is a very good player. But you know, this fan base, they overdo everything, bro. They overdo everything. You know what I mean? They overdo it. You know what I mean? Even me saying that, they'll twist that into, oh, Northside doesn't rate Saka. It's like, that's not what I said. That's not what I said. But you know how it goes. You know how it goes. These are the same men that were gassing up Havertz, bro. So that tells you everything. Gassing up Havertz and Zinchenko and Nketiah. When a fan base is gassing up those players, don't listen to them. Don't listen to them. Arsenal set-piece mastermind lined up for Saudi Arabia role. Nicolas Jova has established himself as an important member of Mikel Arteta's backroom staff, but the Spaniard could lose the set-piece specialist in a month of October. It says, according to Riyadh TV, Nicolas Jova was recently spotted with the Saudi Arabian national team in a training camp in Czech Republic. The report also added that he is set to support Roberto Mancini's side next month, with the Green Falcons scheduled to play Indonesia and Iraq in the World Cup qualifying. Despite the news, fans don't need to fret, given his involvement will not affect his role at Arsenal, as the Gunners will not be in action during the international break in October. However, it remains to be seen whether his commitment to Saudi Arabia will continue beyond October's internationals. If he does, Arsenal's preseason plans for the summer of 2026 could be affected depending on whether they achieve World Cup qualification. The set piece king, the set piece coach is getting some love out of you. You know what I'm saying? He's getting some love out of you. Bro, at the end of the day, like, it is what it is, isn't it? It is what it is. Do you know what I mean? It is what it is. Like, look, he's done well in his job. I'll give it to him. He's done well in his job. It's a shame that the manager can't act on it. Like, literally, we might as well give the job to Jova, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? Because all we do is be playing for set pieces. That's all we be doing, bro. Playing for set pieces. Hold on a second. So you might as well give him the job. You might as well give him the job, bro. You know what I mean? Because that's what we play for. Like, he's actually better at his job than Arteta is at his. Do you know what I mean? The set piece coach is actually doing his job. We are dangerous on set pieces. So I don't know, man. I don't know. Listen, he goes and does his job, whatever. Good for him. Like, not really that bothered, to be honest. Not really that bothered. Let him do his thing, and it is what it is. Yeah, you know what I mean, he wants to go and help out the Saudi Arabia qualify for the World Cup. It is what it is. I ain't really that bothered. You know what I mean? I ain't really that bothered. I've seen great players. Saka doesn't come anywhere near my top 30 players. In today's game, he's ranked highly. He lacks fundamentals for me. It's all opinions. Yeah, I just think, look, you let Saka like drift in, cutting on his left. Obviously, he can be very dangerous, isn't it? He can be very dangerous. His shooting ability, like, you know what I mean, has improved a lot. His finishing definitely has improved a lot. Sometimes he's too reliant on Odegaard, where someone like Dalman or someone like Lamine Yamal, these are wingers that they don't rely on the number 10. Like they can beat a player. Do you know what I'm saying? Where Saka's very, like, if he can't beat you for pace, he becomes very robotic in the way that he plays. Do you know what I'm saying? If he can't play a little give and go, a little quick 1-2 to lose the fullback, yeah, I mean, he can get locked up. So I think Saka can be very predictable in the way that he plays at times. But yeah, we'll see if he develops that game. I mean, I don't expect this manager to develop him because it's Arteta, innit? It's Arteta, innit? Yeah, big up, man. Big up JLP, bro. Big up, bro. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. Doku's actually getting end product so far this season. It's only 4 games, though. Yeah, we have to see. We have to see if he performs like this on a consistent basis. But Doku's definitely improving that. He's actually, like, he used to run into nowhere. Like, he used to run to the flipping corner flag and then just pass it backwards. Now he's actually taking on players very well, dropping the shoulder, losing the player, losing the man, being more direct. His shooting has improved. But we'll see, innit? We'll see if this is just a purple patch or if he's actually upped his game. Do you know what I mean? We will see. We will see. But yeah, there's news. Arsenal are planning to offload big earner in January. Arsenal made several new additions during the summer transfer window. We bolstered our attack. According to Football Insider, the club is open to considering offers for the Brazilian forward. The report states that Arsenal were already willing to sanction a departure in the summer following the arrival of Gyökeres, but an injury complication at the time prevented such a move. Just get rid of him. Just get rid of him. Like, the guy is, like, it's not even about ability anymore. The guy's always injured. So it's not even about ability. Like, we can talk about Jesus's ability, but he's not even available anymore. Do you know what I mean? And since he's had these back-to-back injuries, he hasn't even played with the same intensity that he used to. Like, he used to be really good at holding up the ball. His intensity when he plays, linking up, you know, the wingers and stuff like that. Now everything's gone down, and that injury's finished him, bro. The second injury, was it a knee injury? The second injury has just finished him, bro. It's finished him. Like, even his best attributes have gone down, and he was a player that left a lot to be desired in front of goal. So it's like, nah, man. It just kind of reminds me of like how Lacazette kind of fizzled out. Do you know what I mean? It's just not going to work, innit? I never really understood in making him the main man at Arsenal anyway when Arteta went and got him, because it was like, it just reminded me a lot of Lacazette. Like, he's very great. His all-round game is very good, but the main attribute he needs as a striker is his weakest, and he even admitted it. So it's just like, I don't even know why we're even keeping him here for. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, Jesus's job can be done by Moreno now. Like, Moreno can get the ball, play little 1-2s, you know what I'm saying? And shield off defenders, hold off defenders, and wait for runs and stuff like that, release the ball. Moreno can do that job. And Moreno, as it currently stands, for me, is a better finisher than Havertz and Jesus. So I don't really see how Jesus really gets back into the team. Like, I feel like we got other players that have those attributes, so I don't really see what the need is to really bring Jesus, to keep Jesus here. Just the injury part is going to be hard for us to shift him. But you know how this club deals with injuries. That if you're an injury-prone player, we'll just rip up your contract. Like, I do think technically, like, Jesus is better than Moreno. I do agree, Rashid. He is better, but he can do his job. You know what I'm saying? He can do his job. So I just feel like, and he's got better output. So it's like, well, what's the point? What's the point in keeping Jesus? Do you know what I mean? It's just, it don't really make any sense to keep him. He's not offering anything an attribute that we lack in the squad. So I don't know if we get rid of it. We'll probably get rid of him in the summer. I don't think we'll get rid of him. I think it's a combination. I think it's a combination of issues. I think with Jesus, even though he didn't have certain attributes, the way the manager treated him and dealt with him in terms of injuries, that just made the situation worse. And then the lack of development of a lot of players as well. Like, I think some players, it's injuries alongside them being limited players, and other players, I feel like it's a lack of growth within our tactics and a lack of player development. Like, they're not developing their weakest attributes. Like, their weakest attributes are not improving. So I think it's a combination of those two. That's been why certain players have steadily declined. That's what I think anyway. So, do you know what I mean? And also, obviously, the manager getting players to do things that they can't do, like Zinchenko to play left back and, you know, Moreno to play number 10. Like, these things are just ridiculous. It doesn't even suit the attributes of the players. Or Martinelli playing left wing instead of playing as a striker, if you're going to play him as a striker. So I just think all these things all together they just messed it up. Do you know what I mean? It's just messed it up. So yeah, man. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. You know what I mean? We're not great at selling. We're not really good at marketing our players as well. We let these players run down their value into the ground. Then we try to act like we want top dollar for these players. It doesn't make any sense to me. It doesn't make any sense to me. But a lot of things at this club don't make sense to me. Expert reveals if Odegaard will be out for a long time. Injury specialist Stephen Smith provided an assessment of the situation, offering some reassurance about the likely severity. Speaking as quoted by the Metro, he explained he was probably still having a minor discomfort when it happened the first time, but be well able to play football. From the commentary we have heard from Arsenal, they are not concerned at all at that. Typical times for injuries like that, I would expect that it is on a lower grade, so a period of 10 to 14 days, or even 14 days off the back of that fall. Maybe faster if he didn't exaggerate the things too badly. Listen, it is what it is. It is what it is. Another one that we don't really need to. We don't need to rush back Odegaard. Let's just be real. He hasn't been good enough. Anyways, he shouldn't be walking straight into the team, and he hasn't really been providing anything. And when he came off against Forest, we didn't even look like we missed him. So no need to rush him back. A man saying 2 weeks is what he needs off. Let's give him the 2 weeks. Maybe give him a bit more time just to make sure and make him fight for his position. Like, Odegaard needs to fight for his position. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, this guy has been given too many opportunities, too many times the armband has protected him, and it's just not good enough. He's not shown us anything this season to make us see why he should be captain or why he should be in the starting lineup. Man said Cold Maggie's on the strip, bro. I'm telling you. Today I'm chilling, bruv. Today I'm chilling. It is a nice day, actually. It's actually a really nice day today. A really nice day today. But yeah, man, it is what it is. Obvious question has to be, when we are buying, why isn't this picked up during the medical? But a lot of these players were getting these injuries. A lot of them were getting injuries while they're here. Not before they got here. It's while they're here. Yeah, I mean, making a lot of these players injury prone, but it's mad. It's absolutely mad. But listen, big up to everyone that's locked in. You know what I'm saying? Big up to everyone that's locked in. Who's live that we can redirect to? Who's live? I will be back at 2 p.m. with Dan Potts and Shane. Both of them will be on the channel. We're going to redirect to Shane. Northside Raid on the way in. And I'm out, family. You know what I mean? We'll be back at 2 p.m. on Shane's channel. Shane and Dan Potts. Love. Northside Raid on the way in.